In this video, we're going to take a look at how Resale E allows you to manage your inventory and how to generate outbound sales for your items in your inventory, and then also have a look at how to publish items onto the Resale E built-in e-commerce. So let's have a look at inventory management first. So all of your inventory operations are going to happen from within your logistics and inventory app. I'll click through into that. So by default, Resale E shows you everything that's currently in your warehouse. Using the controls on the left, you can filter by different types of assets. So I can just, for example, look at just my desktop PCs. I can also look at just the desktop PCs which are actually currently for sale, for example, on the e-commerce, or I can look at all of them. And then you can also look at whether you've got any lots, so rather than items. So a lot is where you have, for example, a pallet of 20 PCs. Looking at this a bit further, so most areas of Resale E, you've got the option to group these lists. So for example, if I wanted to look at my inventory by, for example, location, and then by manufacturer, and then by model. So now I'm looking at desktop PCs, and if I drill into my main stock location, I can see I've got a good number of Dell PCs, and I can see I've got some Dell Optiplex PCs there. You can use Resale E to generate stock lists. So for example, if I wanted to, if I just turn off the location, if I wanted to send a customer a list of all of my current desktop PCs that I have in stock, it's simply a case of clicking the export button up here, and that will give you a download of a CSV download, Excel download of those items. If you want to get more advanced, you could use the advanced export. If I click on the actions up here, I can click export. And from here, you can actually pick the specific columns that you want to export, and then even say this is a template. So we actually got an example stock list export here. So if it's something you export on a regular basis, you can set that up as a template to save you some time. So in terms of managing stock, if I just take these filters off, so you can scan individual barcodes. Just for this example, I'm just going to click on one, and when you select individual items or a group of items, there's then various things you can do. So for example, I can change the location of those items. If it's a lot, I can split a lot into individual items, and here you can see the publish action, which we're going to look at shortly for publishing items onto the e-commerce. Let's look first about how we'd do a manual sales order. So let's say we've sent out a stock list to customer and they want to purchase certain items. So what I'm going to do is just going to go back to my view by manufacturer, by model. And by the way, any of these views, you can actually save these as a saved view. And so you don't have to manually click these group bys. You can actually access your saved views under here, which will save you a bit of time. And so let's say we've got a customer that wants to purchase some of these Optiplex PCs. So let's just pick, let's say they want to go for those 3. So I can select them like that. I can then add these items to an outbound order or quote. So I'm going to create a new order. Then I can put in the customer name. I can select the delivery address if they've got multiple, or can add one as well. You can see down here it's pulled through the specs that are available within the system as well. So any details that are within Resale E are able to be output onto the sales order. So if I go ahead and confirm that order, perfect. So I can see now that's confirmed the sales order, and I've now got a delivery associated with this. And so now my warehouse team will be able to process this delivery order when they're ready. So let's go back to my main inventory. The next thing I want to have a quick look at is how to publish items onto the built-in e-commerce. Let's just have a look at what an item looks like when it's on the e-commerce. So if I select my option here to look at all items that are on the e-commerce, if I pick this one up here. So when we're looking at an asset item within Resale E, you can add things, for example, like photos. So here, for example, we've got a couple of photos, and adding additional ones is just a case of clicking an add button. I can even upload photos or videos, whatever I have available. And then I can look at the details of the e-commerce by clicking over to here. So I can see this item has got a sales price of £250, and I can see which e-commerce stores it's currently published on here. And publishing items onto the e-commerce is really simple. So, for example, let's say let's look at things that are not currently published on the e-commerce. So let's say I want to publish these two desktop PCs here onto the e-commerce. I can click the Actions button, and I can go for Public, selecting Publish Items to e-commerce. I can pick which store it is that I want to publish to. So I'm going to just pick the built-in e-commerce and go Next. Now I can add any additional information. So, for example, here I need to actually set a sales price for these. So let's just put these on for £250. You can, of course, add the sales price on in advance. It's just because I haven't actually added one to these. There we go. Put those both on for £250. Okay, publish, and there we go. So now those are now going to be on the list of published items. And if I look on the e-commerce, those items will be listed under desktop PCs as well. That's all for this video. Thanks for your time. If you'd like to know more about Resale E, you can find product reviews, FAQs, pricing, and lots of other information on our website, which is recycle.ly. Thanks for watching.